Guys, so it's me, Riani Ree, and I'm back. So this is not gonna be one of my makeup or entertaining videos. It's actually about toxic relationship I've been through. Not just one, but many. I've had a very bad high school experience, primary school experience, kindergarten experience, and I have very good memory of the amount of things I've been through as a kid, and it's still always gonna be there like a scar, and it's always gonna make me feel insecure to a point that I would be questioning myself a lot about who I am, why does this happen to me. You question yourself a lot. So I'm gonna start from I was 10. Yes, I was 10, and that was the time my auntie passed away. Yeah, my mom's elder sister. I was very close to her when I was a kid, and she passed away from cancer, ovarian cancer, and it was very hard for me as a kid to go through that. And at that time I was so vulnerable. I was very lonely because she was the only one in my family I could talk to. So yeah, that was a hard time for me. So coming to the friends part. Okay, so I was very vulnerable. I was very sad, depressed as a kid, and I had friends. I made friends. I had like this one best friend, and she and I were really close. We both also made new friends, and I have this one friend. She's really super hyper funny, outgoing, and there was one day, this was in standard 5. This one day she introduced us to someone who's 1 year younger than us, and that was the time that I was like still getting to know her and stuff. But her friend was very cheery, she was very talkative, and she was 1 year younger than us, so we weren't that close with her. But some of us felt a bit uncomfortable with someone younger than us suddenly wanting to be close to us, some of us. But as usual, I was still being very nice. I was still being like, okay, she's just like a 2012 came. She got more closer to us, and this one day I was going for my Girl Scout practice. They have those march practice, those co-curriculum. So she's in Girl Scout, I'm in Girl Scout, and other people that I don't know in Girl Scout. So I was making new friends. I was just getting to know people, I was talking to them, and I also met someone else around that girl's age, like 1 year younger as well, and we were getting close. We go to the same tuition and everything. So when my friend from church, the one that's 1 year younger than us and who got close to us, when she saw me getting close to someone she knew but she hated, apparently, I don't know what happened between them. I didn't want to know. I didn't care. All I wanted was to have a friend, someone like, hey, let's just chill, we're all friends here, kind of a thing. So she came straight up to me and that girl, and she told me in front of that girl, she emotionally blackmailed me, basically. She told me, oh, cut this girl off, or else I'm gonna tell all your friends that you're a big fat liar and you're fake, and you called me names and stuff like that, which was not true. And that scared me, because I don't want to lose any of my friends, and I'm the type of person that I hate it when I'm so attached to people and I suddenly lose them just like that, the snap of your fingers, like that. And yeah, so I got really freaked out. I was thinking, why is she doing this in front of her? And it was sad because like I just got to know her, and this girl who I've known through another friend decides to emotionally blackmail me, and she's 1 year younger than me. So she basically took advantage of how vulnerable I was also at that time, because she knew about my auntie. And I was very vulnerable. I wasn't thinking straight. I was really so emotionally messed up at that time because of everything going on in my life at that time with family. So I told the other girl, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop talking to you because of her. And that girl that forced me to cut off a friend started like laughing, and she walked away. And that whole day I started crying, and I didn't know how to tell my best friend and her friends and the girl that introduced us to her. I didn't know how to tell them, because I felt like, what if they think I'm a liar? What if they don't trust me, you know? And I was doubting myself, like, hello, they've known me for quite a while, you know, especially my best friend. She's known me for years. So my primary best friend she's known me for years, so I should have given her the benefit of the doubt, but I didn't, because I was just a kid. I was so emotionally not there, so I just let that slide, and I lost a friend who was good to me at one point, and so now we don't talk because of this girl, which I really regret doing something like that. So yeah, so that happened. That was my first encounter with a toxic person in my life in primary school. Secondary school, it got worse. Secondary school, it got worse. Secondary school, Form 1 was fine because I met really great friends and they're still with me till today. Form 2 was a really bad place for me. Legitly a really bad place for me. A bad time, a bad memory, something I'll never forget. And it taught me a lot about how people can be very racist, legitly very racist. So I think Form 2 was the worst year of my life because, you know, skin color, racism, you know, people would just pick on you. And that was the first time I was in a private school. I've never been in a private school. I've always been in a government school. I grew up in a government school. I was guided, educated there. So it was a different environment. Everyone was friendly. People would not push you to be someone you don't want to be or someone you have to be to fit in. You just be yourself, and if people don't like you, then, you know, it's okay. So that was government school for me. But in private school, it was so much harder for me as a kid. I entered private school beginning of Jan, that year, it's of Jan. I started as a new student. I came in and I didn't know anybody. Legitly, I did not know anybody. And my parents couldn't even send me to school, so I had to take a transport. I got to know a few of them there, but like everyone was very quiet, very kept to themselves, so it's very hard to like try to socialize. And I was a real introvert at that time. After the incident in my primary school, I became a real introvert. Like the most extrovert side of me that anyone has seen was me in Form 1. I was a serious extrovert because I wanted to be like, hey, this is a fresh start, a new start, so let me be me, the me I want to be. But after like moving and everything, it got me to be very quiet, very sad, you know, like I was really introvert. I was very kept to myself as well, and I tried saying hi, I tried talking. So when I first got into that school, I met a few friends. I met some Malay girls. Like the first one, she was really nice. She was really nice and everything. And then I met a group of them. Like the population in my private school is all Chinese. Not being racist, so don't pick on that. But I'm just telling the facts that majority is all Chinese, and you learn Mandarin there as well and stuff. So I basically learned Mandarin. So what happened was, the first day of school was fine. It was fine, like literally fine. I made friends slowly. I made like friends really slow. And yeah, so I think after a few weeks, when I had signs or something this person, like the first friend I made, she made this remark that was really outstanding. I was shocked because I have never heard anyone say such a thing. Like, you know, so we had science, and you know, we're kids and everything, right? So why not, like, hey, I'm really confused with this part, can I like see what you wrote and like copy it, or like, you know, change my words a bit, stuff like that. She looked at me and she said, aren't Indians supposed to be smart? Like, I was like, girl, honey, not all Indians are the same. Everyone is different, and everyone is smart in their own way, okay? Like, I was very shocked because that was like, okay. But I kept quiet because I was new and I didn't want to be very straight up at that time. I was very quiet, as I said, so I just let it slide. And then most of my friends were Malays. Most of them were Malays, and okay, I mean, I had friends and I wasn't left out. And that time in my class, I was the only Indian girl in my class. There were few Malays and majority Chinese. So when I came in class at that time, everyone looked at me and they were like so quiet, so awkward. They were staring at me as if I came from another universe. Basically, I felt like so backed up to the wall kind of a feeling. Like, this is very awkward. And I tried talking to them. They were like very distant and stuff. And the only reason why they were the way they were is because of my skin color and because I was Indian. Because the school I was in at that time there was very less Indians, more Malays, more Chinese, majority Chinese. So I felt maybe like, hey, you've never seen an Indian in your life kind of a thing. Maybe that was their issue, I don't know. So at that time I felt maybe they're very narrow-minded. Not very, but they were narrow-minded. And they're very snobby. Sorry to say that. I felt that as the years I studied there, I felt the people there were a bit snobby. But I think they grew out of it after a while. But yeah, so Form 2 was a bit tough, and it's very hard to fit in because of my skin color. And so we have swim classes as well. So sorry, I'm jumping. I'm just very nervous to talk about it, and like I might get a bit emotional because I think it's always gonna be a scar. It's always gonna be a trauma. It's gonna be something that's just gonna be there that I will never forget, because so there was swim class and we had like to wear swimsuit and stuff. So I bought the school swimsuit. It's like a monokini, and so I have very hairy legs. I got that from my dad. My sister is not that hairy than me, but I'm a very hairy person, legs wise. So when I was even wearing my uniform, which is a skirt as well, I didn't really like think to shave my legs and stuff, because I didn't really find that any reason and stuff, because I'm still a kid. I didn't know and stuff, and my parents were like, yeah, you're still 14, so it's okay, you're still a kid, it's fine, so I didn't really bother about my legs, because legs are legs, right? But like, there was this group of Malays in my class, especially the guys. They'll make fun of my legs and they'll say ketiak bulu or something like that. Yeah, they would say ketiak bulu, and they would call me, they would name me, and even the new friends I made, the Malay girls, they would pull my leg hair, and I would be very quiet about it, because like, I just wanted friends. I just wanted to fit in, I didn't want to be alone. So I just let that all be, as much as it hurt being called those kind of things, it hurt me, but I let it slide. So yeah, and very racist, because sorry, it's very traumatizing. So yeah, it's very hard for me to fit in. And there was one time I made another new friend. She's 1 year younger than me, and we're very close. And because we were in the same transport, so we were very close. So my friends that I made who were the same group age, they got a bit jealous, especially the first friend I made. She got upset that I had another friend and stuff, and and she totally pushed me away because I was closer to someone else. So that made me feel really small, because she can make friends, but why can't I, right? So it's very weird for me, but I just kept compromising myself, sacrificing a lot, and I kept apologizing for things that I shouldn't have. And I regret doing that, because I didn't know better as well. I didn't know the limits of apologizing to certain things that I shouldn't have, because it's not my fault. So yeah, that happened. And I went for a vacation. After a few months, everything was fine. Slowly, everything was okay. And then I went for a vacation. I came back after like 4 to 5 days. When I came back, one of my friends, this Malay girl, she came up to me and she said, there's some rumors being spread around about you like hurting our other friend and stuff like that. And I was very confused by this drama, which I had nothing to do with, and I didn't even get involved. Nothing, I didn't even do anything. I don't at that time I was like, I don't remember I did anything. I left in a good way, and I came back. Also, I was thinking, what's going on? Why is my name being thrown around everywhere? And then so one of my friends, she had a boyfriend, another Malay guy. So it was something to do with a guy drama, but I had nothing to do with the drama, because my only main concern was just being friends with everyone and minding my own business. But I don't know how my name got dragged, but from what I know, it's someone used my name to protect themselves from the truth. So the story got twisted. Basically, the story got twisted, and I took the blame as usual, because I was still very quiet and very down to earth, and nobody would expect, right, someone like me, because I'm very quiet and I just let things slide at a time. So the girl's boyfriend, she came up to me, and she came up to her boyfriend, and she told me and him to never ever talk to her again. And I didn't even know why, and I cried because I was quite close to her, and I cried because I did not understand what did I do wrong. And when I cried, my other two friends, I was close to them as well, they were with me, but they didn't care to comfort me, nothing. They just laughed at me. And one of them said, "Stop being a baby." And that's when I felt like, wow, I don't have anyone I can be myself with, and anyone that cares. I just learned more about people at a time, like how no one would care. So it hurt me, and I was very alone, and they all cut me off without any reason. I didn't have friends for a while, and yeah, I didn't have friends for a while, and during my finals, I kind of screwed up my finals in Form 2 because I was so upset about everything that was going on, that for the first time I got a C- for my English, to the point my English teacher came up to me and she said that you can do better than this, what's going on. And if a teacher can see something is up, that a kid is disturbed, and yeah, it made me feel disappointed myself, because I let my studies slip by, and I felt like people took advantage of me at that time. People were not sensitive about my feelings, sorry. People were not sensitive about my feelings and how I felt. You know, being called names, my name, you know, like picking on my color, on my hairy legs, and everything about me, because I was new. Maybe that was the thing, I was new. So at the end of the year 2014, I made a new friend. I made a guy friend, a new guy friend, but we weren't that close at the time. He was very nice to me. And then I also met another friend, a Malay friend. She was really nice. We talk about anime and everything, and I really liked her because she's very straightforward and she's not fake. She's one of the few people in that school that is not fake. And she was sorry she was the nicest to me out of everyone, even though she had to leave school like after a year. And at the end of the year, when I was friends with her, one of my friends who was laughing at me when I cried at one point because of that rumor, she was friends with the new friend I made. It was very, very awkward for us, but the new friend I made, she advised me that you be the better person. You know, you do you. Don't let these kind of things be awkward. And I learned to forgive her, that she didn't be a great friend to me at that time. Maybe because she just wanted to fit in with the crowd as well. I don't know. Or maybe because, you know, everyone's pretty and at that time I'm not. You know, like, you know, you have those kids, those girls that be like, hey, you're pretty, you're rich, you know, let's hang out together, kind of a thing. You can fit in with us. But, you know, if you're from a government school and you're Indian and you're not so pretty and you're not worth our time, then, you know, bye. That was their attitude. The Malay friends I made friends with, that was them. But the new one that I made, she wasn't like that. She was super smart, super friendly, super kind, like legitly. So she was one of the good friends. And then the other friend, she came back. I learned to forgive, I learned to let go, I learned to just start new, and we were all very close and everything. But what I didn't know is that she low-key didn't like me. I don't know why. I don't know why till today. And I never got to ask her. And she never got to tell me. But she never always liked me, and she's being very fake with me from that day until the end of my high school days. And so Form 3 was fine. Form 3, there was no drama. It was so great. I had a really great year. I was thinking, oh my god, I made new friends. New people came to the school as well. I made new friends and everything. It was so great. It was so great. And I learned to cut off certain people as well at that time. Slowly, like I learned to not be so attached. I learned detachment at that time. I learned to not take things so hard. You know, when people make snarky comments and they don't think and they're quite mean or snobby, I just learned to just take it with a pinch of salt, man. Just take it with a pinch of salt. I learned that. I learned to be tough, you know. I learned to toughen up at that time. But the Form 2 one, after the incident where everyone cut me off and stuff, I didn't come to school for 2-3 weeks. The 2-3 weeks of not coming to school was actually because I forgot to mention this. So Form 2, the end of the year, finals and everything, two of those Malay girls, two of these friends of mine, Malay friends of mine, they told me to come to the washroom with them. I remember this because I really do not understand. I knew that I was being set up. I knew I was being set up, and I lost it that day. So Form 2, end of the year, they called me to the bathroom. They said, hey, come on, let's go to the washroom, let's like take a bathroom break, right, after finals and everything. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? So I followed them. I followed 3 of them actually. There's one more, I forgot. 3 of them. So let's put it this way: A, B, and C took me to the washroom. It was the last floor down. We went. It was near the surau and stuff. And I remember the 2 of them that I had a slight issue with because of the rumor and stuff, and because I was friends with new people and stuff. They came in suddenly, and I felt so cornered because they kept putting me down. They kept saying a lot of hurtful things, and they didn't try to understand why I was hurt. We didn't talk about the problem. They felt that I was talking bad about them, which was not very, very true at all. I was not even talking bad about them. I was concerned why they cut me off and everything. So I thought we settled everything. I apologized for my side, everything. They apologized for their side and everything. We settled it, you know. And I just took the blame because I felt like, okay, it's my fault and everything. And they were like, okay, it's okay, we forgive you and stuff. So I thought everything was fine. So then they all told me, hey, go take your bag and we'll wait for you in the bathroom, you know. And I thought, okay, I have my friends back, you know. Yay, I have them back. So I went up straight away and I ran and took my bag, and I was telling all my guy friends, I'm so happy, like I have them back and I'm really, really happy. And he was like, that's really great. And I took my bag and I went down. They basically left without me. I looked in every bathroom stall thinking, oh my god, I did like joking at me and stuff, like, you know, they must be hiding somewhere, maybe in the surround and stuff. I looked and I came out of the bathroom. I stood outside. I just was thinking, was I played? Am I really that stupid? And I tried to hold my tears. Even some of my classmates were like, hey Nini, how you going back or what? I tried to control my tears. I said, yeah, you know, I'm going back and stuff, you know. I was still keeping calm, wondering where they went. Maybe they went upstairs to class and stuff. So I went and checked and everything, and they weren't there. So I went straight to the canteen where we can go out because the cars will be waiting like outside of the gates there. So when I went there, I saw them all sitting and staring at me and laughing at me. And then I saw my sister coming towards me. I started crying. And they were staring and they were like being so snobby and snarky. Like I felt they were being so stuck up. Like, okay, hey, we won, you know, we pranked her and stuff, you know, we did it. I felt like such a loser. And because of that, I didn't go to school for 2-3 weeks. I didn't go for 2-3 weeks. And my mom kept telling me that you have to face the music. You have to go and face that. But like at that time, my mom was the hardest person to talk to. My sister knew that I needed my time, but they were still pushing me. So I think after a while I went back to school, because after finals we have a bit of school. I think that was the time we had a bit of school and stuff. So yeah, I still went back for the yearbook and stuff, and you know, just like having a class party and stuff. I went back and I just sat in a corner. I just did my own thing. I brought a book, you know. I just kept to myself. So yeah, I felt very alone, but I had another friend that was with me. But she's 1 year younger than me, so we were in different classes obviously, but I always would hang out with her at the time until I met the new friend that I told you guys about just now. So Form 3 was fine. End of Form 3, I met another friend. So you know, she was new and stuff. So I made friends with her, and I told her, hey, if you wanna like hang out with my friends and me and get lunch sometime, you're most welcome to. And she was like, thanks for the offer and stuff. And after a while we got close, and yeah, she knew some friends of mine from government schools and stuff, and yeah, we had like a lot in common to talk about. But what I didn't know was that my friend, the one that hurt me in Form 2 and we became close, she and her got close, and a lot of things were being said. And in this scenario, that was a bit of my fault, because you know when you're emotionally disturbed, emotionally, mentally not there, and you're just so like messed up because of a lot of shit that happens in your life, and it just makes you go really wrong, makes you make bad decisions. So that was me. I was in that phase where it wasn't intentional, but it was more like I was thinking straight. And I can admit I have my faults in this. Me and that girl, the new one that I made friends with, the Indian girl that knew all my government school friends, she cut me off. She stopped talking to me. She was being very civil in front of me, but we weren't close. And the friend that made up with me from 2, she cut me off as well without any explanation. But that's the thing, she was not involved in the issue I had with the other girl, but she had another personal problem with me, which I didn't even do, but I don't even know. So what she did, instead of come up straight up to me and talk to me, because I've told her before, so if you have a problem, promise you talk to me and stuff like that, and we'll solve it together, we'll fix things. I explained my side and stuff, and she said she understood. But instead she ranted on her Snapchat about me, and she said I'm so vain. She said I'm so full of myself, and she said like a lot of hurtful things. I'm full of myself, I'm vain. Like, girl, I was never vain, but for myself, I don't know about that. But I don't understand why she said what she said, and it hurt me because I was very close to her, so I got closer to her. After the whole thing, we got so much closer. But what I didn't understand was, why couldn't she come up to me, someone who she calls her best friend at that time? Why couldn't she come up to me and tell me her issue? But she publicly posted online. So because of the kid I was, and because I was so pulled into that toxicity and everything, and also because I was just a real kid and I was immature, and because my mind was really not there with everything that I went through, with trust issues, with the emotional disturbance that I've had, like legitly I was never the type to ever do such things. But because of everything that happened in my past at that time, made me do things like that. You don't want it, you never would type to do it, but because of everything that reflected and everything that happened, the trauma, the pain, the hurt, as a kid growing up, you went through all of this, and you don't have that mature emotional thoughts, the stability, emotional stability, and I didn't have that at that time. So, and my anger was very, very strong at the time. It was very, very huge. My anger was very huge because I was just so angry with everything, everyone, myself. But when I saw that rant, I fought back online, which was my wrong move, and it made me also become a bit toxic. So the toxic started with friends and came to me as a person. It affected me a lot. It made me be so toxic and so vile and so disgusted with myself, and I didn't recognize myself anymore because of everything, because of how I let all the toxicity consume me. I basically let that happen because I was a kid and I was emotionally unstable, and I just let it all happen, and I didn't know better, and I was really immature. So that all happened, and then after a while I deleted it because my friends in Form 1 that still until today they stick by me. They told me, babe, no, don't take it down. I know you're hurt. I know you're so angry. I understand that, but take it down. And I did. I took it down. Yeah, that happened. So I didn't have them as my friends anymore. And I was so alone. I was so hurt. They just cut me off. They didn't talk to me. They did all that. I felt so... I was in a lot of pain. Anger, pain, hurt, betrayal. And I used to eat lunch alone. But then I met my guy friend. And yeah, he was there for me. And he was my bestest friend in high school. My bestest. The one person I can trust. And he was there for me. And yeah, so we got close. I started hanging out with him and his friends. I made more guy friends than girlfriends at that time, because for some reason I just could not get along with the girls in private school. Even some girls in my transport, I could not get along with them, because one of them was really, really mean indirectly. Like, mean, patient, a bit of a show off, I would say. But sometimes she can be nice. So yeah, there are some girls that are like that, and that's fine. That's just who they were at the time, and maybe they grew out of it. I'm not judging anyone, but kids are kids. We all were kids, you know, and we grow out of it. So my journey, basically, I never made any girlfriends, proper girlfriends in high school that was super close to me, and I only made a lot of guy friends. But Form 5 was like, I still couldn't be myself, I would say. I still couldn't be myself. I had friends, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't be myself because Form 5, I went into a class full of all Chinese guys and girls. My best friend and another 2 guy friends was very, very close with them, but I could open up to them, but not about everything. Especially my best friend. Like, at that time, they wouldn't understand certain things. They wouldn't have the patience. Also, some of them were a bit racist lah. But they were doing it in a joking way. So that Form 5, I still learned to take things with a pinch of salt. I mean, I did have also an issue, and I cut off a person at that time, because of a lot of rumors spreading because of this person. And yeah, it was very hurtful for me. Because I'm the type of person, I don't talk bad about anyone. I don't. And this person who's known me since Form 2, and this person decides to spread rumors that aren't true about me, which really hurt. And I couldn't find a way to trust this person, so I just slowly cut them off, and I just didn't bother. I didn't care, you know. I just finally learned that I had enough of toxicity. I've had enough of childish people in my life, not knowing that at one point I was childish. The one mistake I made in Form 4, but still, I was growing up. I learned to make a change. I learned to stand up for myself. I learned to be me. In college, it's another level, actually. It's another level, and I'm ready to talk about it. My first semester in college, I made new friends, because, you know, I was thinking, hey, college, we ain't gonna have this high school drama. Finally have new friends, you know. And I met some very interesting group. A lot of drama. So I was only close to my other 2 friends, and then another 2 people came in to our group, and I felt like a fourth wheel. I felt like a fourth wheel, because because it's like more like 5, right? So you have 2 in twin pen. There's just that odd number right there, you know, like that, just that in between person, you know. And that was just me. I was very close to the previous 2, and just because I have other friends, and also because I was in a relationship with someone that they didn't approve, they slowly drifted off, which hurt me. The one thing that disturbed me the most was the fact they ran me under a bus because of one time, just one time. Out of all the times I've done my assignment on time, especially my group assignment, I've done it on time, I've submitted it on time, everything. I have never once ever in my life not done my part of work, because I understand that doing that pulls everyone down. So the one time I didn't do my part assignment, it's because I was going through some personal issues and I was very emotionally disturbed. My mind was not there. It legitimately slipped out of my mind. For the first time, it slipped out of my mind, and we needed to submit it the next day. So next day I woke up early in the morning for class, and I realized, oh shit, there is an assignment I need to submit. And I saw the group and I saw them discussing and everything, and I was just so not there. I was really not there because of everything I was going through that day and the past few days. I kept asking, hey, what part should I do and stuff, and you know, can you guys also like help, you know, guide me? And they got upset. I understand, it's not fair for them. The funny part was when someone else in the group asked to help with their assignment because they're going through some work problems and stuff, they would help that person. But when I asked, they didn't really care to help. They just said, you figure it out on your own. So it hurt. But I was just, no, it's okay, it's my fault because it's my responsibility to do my assignment on time. So I went to college, I did it in front of them. I tried to get it done as soon as possible. I did it. They were very quiet, they were very annoyed. Okay, fine, I know I messed up huge, and I kept apologizing, and I kept doing my work, and I kept apologizing, and I kept doing my work, and in the end I got it done every day. After submitting everything, I kept apologizing sincerely for the trouble, for everything, for my mistake. They said it was fine and everything. And when I texted our group, like just our friend group, not the group assignment group, they're very distant. They didn't reply my text, nothing. They ignored me. I was thinking, what's going on? I thought they really forgave me. I thought everything was great. No, they had another group behind me, and they were talking shit about me, and they ran me under the bus. Basically, they decided to ignore me. Except for another 2 of them, the new ones, they didn't. But the previous 2, they decided to ignore me. And I was thinking, what's going on? So I waited until the weekend ended. I kept even sending apology notes. I personally messaged them, everything. I remember how worried, this seriously the reason why they're gonna push me away for an assignment. And I felt super bad about it, and I thought they understood. And I'm not using my personal reasons as an excuse, but if they were my friends, they wouldn't push me away because of that. And yeah, so when I went to campus on Monday, one of them was talking to me, but a bit distant, but at the same time a bit friendly, but not that, like, very distant, I would say. Yeah, very distant. Then we went to class together. The other one came, and they were chatting like long lost friends. It's like, okay, is it just me, or is something just very weird? Am I feeling pushed away? I felt very hurt. I felt very, very hurt. So after class, I took my stuff, I got up, just walked out of class. And I just told myself, okay, it seems to me, ever since the time where I felt left out and everything, it just hurt me a lot, to the point I say, okay, you know what? They ignored me for the whole weekend. They didn't bother to talk to me. I am just gonna go and do my own thing. So I went with someone else for lunch and everything. They went for, if they cared where I went, they would have texted me also and asked me where am I, but they didn't. They went for lunch together. On that day, I told one person what I was going through. Not fully. I just told that I cut myself out indirectly and decided that I don't belong with them, and it's okay. It's okay. I don't belong with them, and it's okay. I think the same person I told when I told them, and then in our group that I have, my WhatsApp group, they texted, and one of them told, if nothing nice to say, don't say it. But it was so hurtful. They all left the group and they left me in there. And then one of them, who I never realized was very manipulative, always would twist things and everything, went and told most of my classmates that I was the one who was spreading fake rumors. One of them told me that they heard I was talking bad about them, which was not true. I told them I'm cutting myself off because I felt left out. That's all. I'm mature about this, and I'm just walking away, not causing any problems, nothing. It's my personal thing, and I decided to do it my own. The whole of my section, classmates, they really hated me, and I didn't have anyone again. And then I met a guy, fell in love, and he became considered my best friend. And I also met another friend. So yeah, a lot of things. Even now, I would say I am still going through a lot. I have a lot of toxic people around me, but I've learned to cut them off. I've learned to cut off fake people. I've learned to not waste my time and effort. And finally, people know that it wasn't me and it's not my fault. And I'm glad some people know that. And people make mistakes, things happen, people have not grown up, and that's just life. We just be the better people. So yeah, I've learned to not entertain any toxic people. I've grown up, and it's great. It's a great feeling to feel that you are in charge of your life. How much it affected me? I went for therapy for 3 years, starting from high school until my college, 2018, end of 2018. 2019 or so I went for therapy, and people would be like, oh my gosh, you went to a shrink. First off, therapy is just talking about your feelings, pouring out your feelings, learning to manage your emotional self and to stabilize your emotions. And that's what I did for myself. I obviously put out my emotions. I learned to control my anger. I learned to control my breakdowns, my anxiety, my depression. Yes, guys, I do get depression and I do get anxiety attacks, and I've learned to control them a bit better now, much better now, because of everything I went through. That is the trauma. That is my trauma. For the rest of my life, it's always gonna be there. How I overcome it? I learned to love myself. I learned to know my worth, and I found amazing friends, amazing people around me that love me for me and that have shown me that, hey, you are worth my while, and we love you. And these people have been in my life, and they are still in my life, and I'm forever grateful to have really real, true, patient, understanding, loving, caring, and people that can tolerate me very well, and they do not judge me for my mistakes. They do not put me down for my mistakes, and they have the patience to get me to grow. Everyone takes their time to grow, and some people learn to understand that. So this is my experience, and this is my story, and I hope that this has got people's attention, that toxic people, friends, relationship, family, sometimes, things happen. It's just how we overcome it, how we grow. But know this, guys, you are not alone. We are also the same as you. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, to be the real you, and to share your story. And I hope this video helps you guys to feel a bit more stronger, and do give a heart to comment down below positive stuff and share this around and help people want to share their story and help people feel safe and feel like, okay, I'm not alone anymore. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my story. I hope you guys, well, heard everything, and don't take anything I said hard, especially the racism. I didn't mean to say Indian group, Chinese group, so please don't take that hard. I'm just saying it out as it is. So yeah, thank you guys, and have a great day ahead. Stay sane, stay safe, and